Hey people, hope you're all tucked away safely in your quarantine zones, as in your homes. Right. So, we've been really excited for the past couple of weeks because of all the love showered by you guys. And we've received many overwhelming comments for the previous videos. What really caught our eye were the comments regarding how people were absolutely thrilled for the animals. Some of us feel that the animals are having a ball, a gala time, as in enjoying all the freedom to explore the human habitats at their leisure. While the others feel, no, a lot many of these animals are suffering due to this lockdown. So this video analyzes whether this lockdown is a bane or a boon for these animals. So let's start by classifying the animals into two distinct categories: the generalists and the specialists. Who are the generalists and which animals come under this category? Well, the generalists are the species that can adapt to different environments, for they are not picky eaters and therefore can live on a variety of things. They live in wide, large areas that can vary from cities to the suburbs and wild forests. When it comes to changing conditions, their bandwidth of tolerance is vast and wide. The deers, raccoons, rats, fox, boars, pigs, and coyotes are the examples for the generalist category. The specialists, as the word itself suggests, have specific requirements that need to be fulfilled for their survival. Just like, let us say, Alex the lion in the movie Madagascar, he really had no clue how to survive in the wild and was unaware that his food was flesh that actually came from killing other animals. Right, so getting back to the topic, specialists are those animals, those species that are less adaptable and require particular habitats. They consume only specific things and are easily affected by the changing conditions. For example, the koala bears or the pandas. As you all know, pandas solely survive on bamboo shoots. Now, these two categories can further be classified into the endangered and the most common or the flourishing species. What do we mean by the endangered species? Those species, animals, plants, or other organisms that are in danger of becoming extinct, basically being wiped out from the face of this earth. And this could happen due to several reasons. There can be a drop in the number of particular species, the increase in the number of predators, the climatic changes, or lastly, the most infamous one, their habitats have been destroyed by human activities. Well, can be natural causes too. Next come the generalists that are not endangered but have become heavily dependent on humans for their survival. Like our dogs, the cats, the cows, the monkeys, they're all over the place, everywhere on the streets. All have got so used to the human intervention in their hunt for food that it's become almost impossible for them to find food on their own. Here are a few examples that might help us in assessing and evaluating whether the situation has been a boon or a bane for the animals. Let's start with the generalists like the raccoons, fox, and the boars. These animals can survive and thrive in different range of habitats, for they are omnivores. Now, what is an omnivore? So an omnivore is an animal that feeds on either other animals or plants. So this category, basically, the fox and the likes, will surely enjoy this lockdown. The human confinement has led to ideal conditions for these animals, making them more confident and less scared. They do not shy away from exploring the human habitats. Coyotes are a fantastic example for this category. However, they are carnivores. Now, again, what is a carnivore? The flesh-eating animals that consume smaller animals, livestock, and pets. Well, these animals can feed on rodents plus the leftover flesh in the garbage as well. Finding food is not tough for these guys. Therefore, the generalist carnivores that eat smaller animals cannot possibly have a tough time finding food, and so can happily go about exploring the cities. Then come the generalist herbivores like the deer. Now, what is a herbivore? Well, herbivores are those whose diet includes plants and trees. Well, then again, no problem finding such things in the cities. Next come the rhinos, the generalist herbivore that are under immense threat due to the lockdown. Now, not because they can't find food on their own, they can fend for themselves, there's enough for them, no dearth of plants, but because they are usually killed for their valuable horn by the greedy poachers. The wildlife tourism has stopped in Africa due to the lockdown. The money from the tourism was used for paying the anti-poaching rangers. Now, with the frugal presence of the humans, the conditions are ideal for the poachers to move in. 9 rhinos have already been killed by the poachers in South Africa. Let's shift our focus to the specialist category and onto the tigers, the specialist carnivore. They generally live in the forests and can survive beautifully, but thanks to the poachers and the increasing demand for the tiger skin, these animals are an endangered species. The loss of its natural habitat has primarily been the threat to these magnificent animals, plus the poaching. The population of the tiger is being maintained under strict supervision of the forest officials and rangers. However, due to this lockdown, with the fewer guards on duty, these animals can face trouble, for it surely can encourage the poachers to have their way. So yes, this lockdown definitely manifests threatening conditions for the specialist endangered species. Next come the pandas, the specialist herbivores. Pandas are a symbol of the wildlife conservation. Giant pandas, which are found only in China's Sichuan and Shaanxi and a few other provinces, are relatively safe because of a commitment that was made 30 years ago by the Chinese government. And definitely, it will certainly not get affected by the lockdown. So basically, it boils down to the fact that the common generalists can survive easily in the given situation. There are some exceptions though, for those species that have become heavily dependent on humans for conservation and food. But in case of specialists, it would depend on how threatened they and their habitat is by the humans.